LAN topologies. LAN topologies and network topologies. Now, what is this LAN topology? Topology is basically way a way we connect the devices in a network. In a network, when we connect the devices, so the way we connect the devices, it is called topologies. And these network topologies is the description of what the arrangement of nodes. An example, switches and routers and nodes and devices and many other devices, and connections in a network often represented as a graph. So when we design the network, so we represent the network as a graph, that this is our network and these are the devices which we connect here and there. So the way we design the network, the way we connect the network, it is called topology. No matter how identical two organizations are, no two networks are exactly alike. That means whatever the organizations are looking like they are identical, but it is not like their network may be the same, because network, this topology actually designed based on the physical structure. Then, however, many organizations are relying on well-established network topology models. Network topologies outline how devices are connected together, that means physical, and how data is transmitted from one node to another node, that is logical. So when we talk about the topology, so topology, we can say it is two type of topologies, like physical and logical. Physical, that means the way the devices are connected together, and logical means the way they are transmitting the data, or we can say how they are working. So it is what the logical topology. So when we say a physical topology, it is the details how devices are physically connected. And logical and physical topology can both be represented as visual diagrams. So we can visualize the diagram, we can create the diagram, and we can visualize that this is the design for the topology. And the logical network topology is actually a conceptual representation of how a device operates at particular layer of abstraction. So how the device works and how they transmit the data from one to another. It is defined under the logical network topology. So when we talk about the topology, whether it is physical or logical, so these are the 7 topologies we have. There are the 7 type of topology in computer networks. There is bus topology, ring topology, token ring topology, mesh topology, star topology, hybrid topology, and tree topology. So first is the bus topology. Now bus topology is actually the topology which is actually which comes in the old days, like starting days of the network. So the bus topology consists of one continuous length of the cable, that is called trunk, and that is shared by all the nodes in the network, and a terminating resistors, that is called terminator, at each end, that absorbs the signal when it reaches the end of line. Without the terminator, the electrical signal would reach the end of copper wire and bounce back, and causing errors on the network. Now data communication message travels along the bus in both directions until it picked up by a workstation or server NIC. If the message is missed or not recognize it, reaches the end, it is not recognize it, then it reaches the end of the cabling and disputed at the terminator. So bus network topology requires a multiple connections. All nodes on the bus topology have equal access to the trunk, and this is accomplished using a short drop cable, or we can say the direct T connector. The number of devices and the length of the network trunk can be easily expanded, and it uses carrier says multiple access collision detect, that is called CSMA/CD technique, to communicate. And we can see this is the design, this is the physical design for the bus topology. Physically it looks like this. Now this topology is actually the oldest topology. It is one of the topology like when the network was started first time, and that time this was the topology which we use for the network. So how it works, we have a single cable in the whole in the area, like in the network we have a single cable. It is called trunk cable. It is a cable it goes directly straight to the area, Now this cable is not easily bendable. It is a thick coaxial cable. It is actually called the thick coaxial cable, and it is not easily bendable. You can coaxial cable, that is like the same dish TV cable what we have. We get the dish antenna or TV antenna cable with the single wire in the core. That is called the coaxial cable. Now this one is a thick coaxial cable. It is not like a dish cable, dish antenna cable. It is actually more thicker than that, and it is like not easily bendable. We put directly straight this cable. Then we connect the devices by using the T connector. T connector, that means it looks like this. T connectors, like plumbers are joining the pipes. So this is what the T connector, put into the cable and then join the cable, join the thin coaxial cable. This is what the thin coaxial cable that will go from this thick cable to the device. It connected the device. Now device, when we connect the device, in the device we don't have the port like now we have. The port was also different, because remember in a coaxial cable, this is thin coaxial cable, this is thick coaxial cable, and under the coaxial cable is different. It is like having a single cable inside the cover. So you have a single pin inside it. So connecting the device is also different. The device adapters are different, device connectors are different. It is called BNC connectors. So just like you have in the TV, in your television you have this connector for your dish antenna cable, that is also same point, same cable, same port we have in the devices, in a computers that days. But now we have a different port, different connectors, and we are using the different cables also. So it is a thick coaxial cable, not easily bendable, very thick. This is thin coaxial cable. This is just like the cable which we use for the dish antenna. It is the same cable. So we use this to connect the devices with the help of the T connector. T connector connects these devices like the plumber connecting it. And then what it is, this thick coaxial cable is also called backbone cable, because it is the cable which is connecting all the devices in the network. And these cables which is connecting backbone cable to your devices, it is called drop-in cable. And these are the network devices we have. Now how these topology works? It works like when this device wants to send the data to some other device, like for example it wants to send the data to this device, then what it will send the data to the whole cable. It actually occupied the whole cable, the whole network. That means when it sends the data here, so data goes on to cable, it goes on to this side, it will go to this device also, it will go to this device also, it will go on to this side again, it will reach to this device, then it will go on, and then it will go on to this device also. That means it will reach to each and every device which is connected to this backbone cable, and it will go on to this end also. Now no other device will accept the data, because the data is only for this device. So this device will accept the data and others will reject the data. But the whole cable, the whole network is occupied for this communication. Now what that means is that till this communication is happening, that means till this machine is sending data to this machine, no other machine can do anything. They have to wait until this communication is finished. So they have to wait for it. Now this makes this network topology very slow, because everyone has to wait for the other devices communication to be completed. Then one more thing, at the end of these network cable, backbone cables, we have terminators. Terminators, why? Because the data is going on to this side also. Now this side also, that means it may bounce back. It may sometime what? It may bounce back and bounce back and bounce back. That means it will reach again to everyone. Now again nobody will accept, but this machine, the data is for this machine and it will accept it again. That means the data will reach this machine 2 times. Now this should not be happen. So that is why there is a terminator at the both ends. So when the data signals goes to these sites at the end of this cable, backbone cable, so the terminator will do what? It will terminate the signal. It will terminate all the signals which is reaching to this terminator, and it will not bounce back any signal. Now the problem is what? Then the topology is very slow. Now very slow. Why? Because only two devices can do the communication at the same time, and other devices, they have to wait for it. Now how this system works, and for the how the system work, for that the systems use this CSMA slash CD. So in this bus topology, the technique which use it is called CSMA slash CD. Now CSMA means carrier sense multiple access, and CD means collusion detect. Now first, carrier sense multiple access. These two things are different. So carrier sense multiple access means what? Whenever any device wants to send the data to any device, they do what? They sense the cable first. They sense the cable and see that whether any other data is going on to the cable or not. If any data is going on, then they will set the random timer in milliseconds or seconds, and then they will wait for the time. And when the timer is reached to the zero, that means, for example, they set 10, so it goes like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. When it reaches 0 again, the counter is 0, then again the machine will try to sense the cable and try to see that whether the data is still going on or not. Like for example, this machine is sending the data to this machine. So what? At that time, if suppose this machine wants to send the data, first it will sense the cable. It will try to sense the cable that whether any data communication is running or not. Now if it is running, then they have to wait for it. They have to wait for it until the communication is finished. And how they know? They set the random timer, and then wait for the timer to expire, and then when the timer expires, they check the cable. And then if it is the signal is still going on, then it will again set the random timer and then wait for the timer to expire. This is what the carrier sense multiple access. But not only this thing makes this network topology slow, there is one more big problem. There is one more big problem than this. There is a big problem than this that makes this topology very slow, and it is called collusion. Collusions are very common in this topology. Now how the collusion happens? So collusion happens when two machines sense the topology, sense the network cable at the same time. Now that means the cable is empty, there is no communication is going on, and at the same time, suppose this machine and this machine both wants to send the data. Now what they do? They both will try to sense the cable at the same time. Now when they try to sense the cable, then what happened? They will see that the cable is empty. That means no communication is happening, because there is no communication. Now when they feel that there is no communication is happening there, then what they will do? They both will send the data at the same time. Now remember, when they send the data will go on to the whole network, and it will go from this side to this side and this side to this side, and then the collusion happens. Now when the collusion happens, nobody will get nothing. And this collusion makes the network very slow. Now what happened when the collusion is there? So what? The collusion will be detected. Collusion detect. So the technology do what? It will detect the collusion. That means these two machines, when the collusion happens, so these two machines, one of these two machines will get the collusion detection. They know that the collusion is happened now. Now when they feel that the collusion has happened, then what they do? They will send the jam signal. Whether suppose this machine knows or this machine knows, whoever knows first, they will send what? The jam signal. Now jam signals will go to everyone. Whether they want to send the data or they don't want to send the data, it will go to everyone. It will go to everyone, and it says, please stop, don't do anything. So that jam signal says stop everyone. So everyone will do what? The everyone will set the random timer to each other. So everyone set the random timer and then they will stop for the communication. Now a random timer, that means not the timer will not be the same for everyone. So like for example, this machine has 10, this machine has 5, this machine has 3, this machine has 20, this machine has 9. Now what? One by one the timers will start expiring. Like first this machine's timer is expired. Now this machine don't want to send anything, so it will not do anything, it will just relax, it will not do anything. Then this machine timer will expire. Now this machine also don't want to send anything, so it will not do anything. Now this machine's timer expire and he want to send the machine, this machine wants to send the data. So it will check the cable, it will sense the cable, the cable is empty because no one is sending anything, so it will send the data to someone. Now this machine's timer is expired. Now this one don't want to do anything, it will do nothing. Now this timer's expired, this machine timer expired, it will sense the cable now because it wants to send the data, but the cable is already occupied, so it will not send any data. It will again reset the random timer and then it will wait for the timer to expire again. Now this collision also makes this network slow. Now because if it is a small network, like if we have only 5 machines, then there is less chances of having the collision. But if suppose the machines are increased, if we have a big network, we have 20, 30, 40 or 50 machines, then we can have multiple collisions. Even sometimes random times will also match. Like this machine also sets random timer as a 10 and this machine also set the random timer as a 10. Then what happen? Again the collision will be again they will send the data, again they will have the collision. So after collision and the network goes slow and slow and slow. But this is the old topology when there was the starting days of the network. On that time the data was not that big, data was in bits, in bytes, so data was not like in MBs or GBs, so they don't want to send the big datas, and also they don't care about the speed also. So at that time it is good, it is not that they don't bother the users that they are waiting for this, because this user don't know. Remember, these things happens but user don't know anything. Users do what? User are sitting on this machine, they have just pressed the send key here and they have to wait the data is going or not. It will show like it is going, but they don't know what is happening in the background, whether it is collision and everything. Everything is handled by the network adapter of these machines. So they will handle all these things, and these users don't know anything. So they don't feel, they don't get irritated, because that time the network, the speed was not that important. But now after some time the speed is very important, the data is getting big and big. So this topology is not working. So this topology is now, nobody is using this topology, but the new topology which we use is actually based on this bus topology. So we should know how the bus topology was working, because the new topology which we are using right now, it is actually the base of this bus topology. It is based on this bus topology. So this was very slow. So now what we are using is the second or other topologies. So what is the disadvantage and advantage of this bus topology? First, the advantages of the bus topology is that it is cost effective. Now as compared to the other topologies, when you compare this with the other topologies, it is very cost effective. It is very cost effective, then cable required is least compared to the other network topology. It is used in a small networks and it is easy to understand. As we saw, it is not that difficult to understand this bus topology. Then easy to expand and join two cables together. So if we want to expand the topology, if we want to add more devices, then it is very easy to expand the topology. We can add more devices, we can join two cables, and then we can expand the range of this topology. It is very easy. But the disadvantages are bigger than these advantages. First, the cables fails, then whole network fails. So if suppose the backbone cable fails, then the whole network will be fed. If network traffic is heavy or nodes are more, the performance of the network decrease. So if you are having a network traffic, heavy network traffic, or you are using or you are added more nodes, then performance will decrease. Cable has a limited length, and also the cable which we are using as a backbone cable, they have the limit, they have the length limit. Then it is slower than the ring topology. Ring topology, that means the next topology after the bus topology, we introduce with the ring topology. And ring topology is actually solving the problem of the collisions. Because of the collisions, the network topology was getting slow, this bus topology was getting slow. So in a ring topology, they try to solve the problem. So it is slower than the ring topology. Ring topology is faster than this bus topology. So the next topology is what? Ring topology. So now the ring topology. Now the ring topology is actually a circular loop of point-to-point links. Each device connects directly to the ring or indirectly through an interface device or drop cable. Message travels around the ring from node to node in a very organized manner, and each workstation checks the message for a matching destination addresses. If the address doesn't match, the node simply regenerates the message and send it on its way. And if the address matches, the nodes accept the message and sends a reply to the originating sender. So it looks like this. Now how it works? It works like all the devices connected together in a ring manner, like this. So all these devices are connected as a ring. Now ring means what? They are connected with the cable. Now here it is not like a bus. In this, these devices have two interfaces. One is connected to this side and other one is connected to this side. Now the data will go as a clockwise. That means it like this. So this port will be the in port for data and this port will be for the output. So when anyone sends the data to any other device, the data will go through all these devices. That means if this machine wants to send data to this machine, then it will send the data in clockwise to this side. Now it will go inside to this machine first. Now this machine will do what? It will check the data, whether the data is belong to this machine or not. It will check the data addresses, like it is for this machine or not. Now if it is for this machine, then it will accept it, and if it is not for this machine, then it will regenerate the data and a signal, and it will send again to this cable, through this cable to this side. Now it will reaches to the machine, like it will reach to this machine. Now again this machine will see the data, it will check the addresses and it will check that data is for this machine or not. Now if the data is for this machine, then it will accept the data and reply. Otherwise it will also send and forward the data to other machine. Now this machine's data is for this machine, so it will accept here. Otherwise it will send data to other machine. This machine again it will check and it will see the data is for this machine or not, and if it is not for this machine, then it will forward the data to other side. So the ring is like this and data is going like a clockwise. Now there is no way the collision will happen. Because data is going one after one, like data is going after one, like once a data is going like this, so other data is going after this data. So there is no way that collision will happen. It is solving the problem of the collision, because data is only traveling through one side. This is not traveling to both the sides, so it will not do the collision. If suppose at the same time this machine sends the data and this machine also send the data, so the data will go this side and this machine's data will go this side, so they will not collide to each other. So collision will not happen here. But there are some other problems are here. Problems are like now because of the collision, there is no collision, it is faster than the bus topology, but it is having another problems, like it is costlier than the bus topology. Bus topology is cheaper than this ring because it is having only one interface. We need to connect this bus topology, but here we need two adapters. In every machine we need two adapters to connect the devices. Then the big problem for this ring topology is that every machine in the ring must be available to send the data or must be running, or if suppose one of the machine goes down or it is not running, then the ring will break. Like for example, if this machine wants to send data to this machine, now at that time this machine is not working, this machine is either shut down or maybe the cable is removed or whatever, this machine is not running. Now what happened, the data will be sent from this side to this machine, it will reach, then this machine will forward the data to this machine. Now here this machine is not running, so what, the ring is break and data will not reach to this machine. Now to solve this problem, somebody did what, they added one more ring. It is, we can say, the backup ring. Backup ring, that means it will added with, along with this ring, it will be added as a backup ring. Now backup ring will do what, it will actually turn the ring to another side. Like if suppose this machine is not responding, it is not sending the data, so the ring will be round, it will turn this side, go to the other ring, the data will be sent to the other ring, and it will go from this side to reach this machine. But what happens if this machine is also not running? So the ring will completely broke into two parts and it will not work, simply it will not work. So the ring will not work if suppose multiple devices are not running, and then it is also costlier than the bus topology. But the benefit for the ring topology is like it is not doing this collisions. Now again, the advantages of ring topology is like transmitting network is not affected by the high traffic or by adding more nodes. We can add multiple nodes at the ring, as only the nodes having token can transmit the data, and cheap to install and expand. But disadvantage of the ring topology is troubleshooting is difficult in this ring topology, and adding or deleting the computers disturbs the network activity, because when you remove the machine or add the new machine, it will have to stop the network. Failure of one computer disturb the whole network. So this is what the disadvantages. Now because of these disadvantages, we have one more topology in the ring. It is called token ring topology. Token ring network is a local area network in which all computers are connected in a ring or a star topology and pass one or more logical tokens for the host to host. Only the host that holds the token can send the data, and tokens are released when receipt of data of the data is confirmed. Token ring network prevent data packets from colliding on the network segments, because data can only be sent by the token holder and the number of tokens available is controlled. Now this is the another way of the token ring topology. It is called token ring topology, where in the ring there is a token running on the ring, and only the machine which has the token can send the data. It is like a digital token, and in this we don't connect the machines like ring. Physically it is connected like this, as you can see in the image. Basically we have a MAU device, that is called multi-access unit, and the device look like this. Inside the device it is a ring, and we connect the devices like this. Now this one looks like a star topology. Physically it looks like a star topology, but logically it works like a ring. So here is the difference of physical and logical topology. It looks like a star topology, we are going to see the star topology, but it works like a ring topology, because inside this MAU device it is a ring connected, and in the ring we have the token which is sending with the data. When we connect multiple MAUs in and out, it will look like a ring topology. So it will look like a ring topology physically also when we connect them like this. So this is what a token ring topology. Now it is also having the same problem as we have in the ring topology. So somebody we have the mesh topology then. Now mesh topology is the fastest topology we have. In mesh topology, each nodes are connected to every other nodes in the network. That is, each node has a dedicated point-to-point link to every other nodes. Dedicated means that the link carries the traffic only between two devices it connects. And in this way, there exists multiple paths between two nodes of the network. In case of a failure of one path, the other one can be used. That means if suppose in this what we connect all the devices directly to each other. Directly to each other, that means this device will connect to every other device directly. Now there is no problem of the ring or bus or cable broke, because the devices are directly connected to each other. So if the one machine wants to send the data to other machine, it can send directly to the other machine, no matter if the other machines are running or not running, or other cables are working or not working. It will not affect the network topology, and this is the fastest topology we have. But it is also having a very big drawbacks and very big disadvantages. Now advantages of this is what: each connection can carry its own data load, it is robust, fault is diagnosed easily, provides security and privacy. But disadvantage of this mesh topology is like installation and configuration is difficult, because we have to set up the multiple cables to each other. Then cabling cost is more than any other topology, and bulk wiring is required, because you are connecting every device to each other. You need a bulk of wiring, and you need to require a very much wiring, and your cost for the wiring also increased. Now this is not a cost effective way of topology. So normally in a LAN topology this mesh is not used, but in a WAN logically mesh topologies are used. So physically mesh topology is not used nowadays. Nowadays logically mesh topology is used. Now what the topology we use right now? So we use actually the star topology. This star topology uses the central controlling hub that connecting all the computers to help a twisted cable, the twisted pair cable. So we have a centralized device here which is connecting all the other devices, and the centralized device we have, it is called hub. Now we have switches. Previously it was used hub, but now we use the switches instead of hub. Each network devices has the dedicated point-to-point link to the current central hub. So each devices are directly connected to the hub with the use of twisted pair cable, and there is no direct link between these computers, and computers are not connected directly. So there is no directly link connected to the computers, and computers can communicate via central controller, that is hub or switch. This strategy prevents the troublesome collusion and keep the lines of communication open and free of traffic. The routing function is performed by the central controller, which centrally controls the communication between any two computers by establishing logical path between them. It means that if one computer, that is computer A, wants to send the data to computer B, so computer A sends the data to the controller, and this controller then sends the data to computer B. This topology obviously requires a great deal of cabling. This design provides an excellent platform for reconfiguration and troubleshooting. Changes to the network are as simple as plugging another segment into the hub, and break in the LAN is easy to isolate, and this doesn't affect the rest of the network. So if anything, any cable breaks, then it will not affect the other cables. So it looks like this, and that is why it is looking like a star. That is why it is called the star topology, where we have the centralized device. Previously it was used hub, then it is using switches now, and we connect all the devices directly to this centralized device, and no device connected directly. So when you want to send the data to any other device, so you will send it to the switch or hub, and then the hub will forward the data to the other device. and if anything happens to these cables or these devices, it will not affect the network, it will not affect the other devices. Now when it was using the hub, when we are using the hub, when we were using the hub in this star topology, it was look like a star, that means it is a physically star topology, but logically it works like a bus topology. Remember I told you that bus topology is the base of the topology or the network which we are using right now. We are using the star topology, but it is based on the bus topology, because until the hub was used, it was same, it works same as the bus topology, and the same technique it was used, that is CSMA/CD. So until there was a hub, it was used, it works like a bus topology. But now the advanced version of this centralized device is now switch. So when we have switch now, so switch will do what? It will make this topology like a mesh topology. So it looks like a star topology, but it works like a mesh topology. That means logically it works like a mesh topology when we have the switch devices. When we have a devices like switch in between, so it works like a mesh topology. But when it was hub, it was hub, it works like a, it logically it works like a bus topology. Now why I am saying this, you will understand when you understand the way these two devices are working, hub and switches. So switches are now used, hubs are not used now, but till the hub was there, it was working like a bus topology. Now it is also having some disadvantages and advantages. So advantages for the star topology is like fast performance with the few nodes and low network traffic. It gives you the fast performance when you have a few number of nodes in a low traffic. And hub can be upgraded easily, that it can upgrade it to the switch, and easy to troubleshoot, easy to set up and modify, and only that node is affected which has failed, and rest of the nodes can work smoothly. What is the disadvantage? Again, it is cost of installation is higher than as compared to the previous topology. When you compare it with the ring or bus topology, so it is costlier than the ring or bus topology. Then expensive to use also, because the devices we are using in the centralized, they are also expensive. So if the hub fails, then the whole network is stopped, because all the nodes depends on the hub. And also the centralized device, whether it is hub or switch, if it is failed, then the whole network will go down. Then performance is based on the hub, that is, it depends on its capacity. So the performance of the network will based on the centralized device, whether we are using hub or switch. So it depends on the capacity of the hub. Remember, when it was hub, it was working like a bus, it will give you more or less speed, it was slow. But now the switch is used, and switch capacity is more faster than the hubs. So nowadays the networks are very fast. Now there is hybrid topology. Now hybrid topology is actually not another kind of topology, it is just like combining multiple different topologies together. Hybrid topology is a type of topology that composed of one or more interconnection of two or more network that are based on upon different physical topologies. So when two hubs or different topologies are joined, so that the devices attached to them can communicate, and it is called a star bus network. Then when two or more star topologies are linked together using the specialized hub called MAU, that is multi-station, multi-utilization access unit, it is known as star ring topology. It looks like this, like where we have bus, star, ring all connected together. So we can call it as a hybrid topology. Then we have advantages and disadvantages for this also. Like advantages are like reliable as error detecting and troubleshooting is easy, effective, scalable as size can be increased easily, and it is flexible also. The disadvantages for this is the fault detection is difficult, because we are combining multiple topologies. It can be difficult to find the fault. Installation is also difficult, and design is complex, so maintenance is high and thus expensive also. Then we have another topology which is called the tree topology. It is also not a kind of different topology. It is just it has a root node, all root node, and all the other nodes are connected in it, forming a hierarchy. It is just like a hierarchical topology, and it is also called hierarchical topology, and it should at least have 3 levels to the hierarchy. Like we have connected, this is like a star topology or bus or ring, anything, but it is connected like a hierarchical way, and we can call it as a tree topology, where we have this centralized hub which is connecting these roots and branches. So we can say it is a tree topology. Again, it is not a different kind of topology, but it has also advantages like extension of bus and star topology. It is just like an extension of that bus or star topology. Expansion of nodes is possible and easily managed and maintained. Error detection is easily done. Then the disadvantage is also there, that is heavily cabled, costly. If more nodes are added, maintenance is difficult, and central hub fails, network fails. So the topology right now we are using is the star topology. Again, I have told you that star topology is actually based on the bus topology. So the bus topology uses the CSMS/CD. Same CSMS/CD also used in this star topology. So these are the 7 network topologies we have, and these network topologies define that how the devices are connected physically and logically also.